Despite the departure of Urban Meyer at Ohio State, one could argue the Big Ten has the deepest rosters of coaches in any conference in college football. And today, we're gonna rank them 14 all the way to the top, the best coaches in the Big Ten Conference.
Number 14, Mike Locksley, Maryland.
It was hard for me to put anybody at number 14 on this list, but if you look at Mike Locksley's resume, it's good, but there are some not so good parts to his resume as well. Now, Locksley won the Broyles Award winner in 2018 as the top assistant coach in the country. If he recruits, he develops. He's going to have a tough time in the East, but right now, he's at the bottom at number 14.
Number 13, Mel Tucker, Michigan State.
Mel Tucker, oh, Mel Tucker. I would rank him a little bit higher if it weren't for that Twitter debacle that he had, but I think Tucker has the right mindset to what Michigan State wants to do. You look at what Mark D'Antonio was able to do, run the ball, play great defense. He's got the defensive mindset. Like Locksley, I think Tucker has some potential to jump up the list.
Number 12, Lovie Smith, Illinois.
I'm going to say it right now. Lovie Smith isn't a college coach. Prior to becoming the University of Illinois' head coach in 2016, the last time Lovie Smith stepped onto a college campus as a coach was back in 1995. But he's got a lot more to prove if he wants to continue there and if he wants to build a program there at Illinois.
Number 11, Jeff Brohm, Purdue.
Jeff Brohm is interesting because I really like him as a head coach. He did great things at Western Kentucky, back-to-back 10-win seasons. But at Purdue, he's been very up and very down. They have shown flashes, and I mean big flashes of success. You go back to 2018, they beat Ohio State in what was the upset of the year. Give me some consistency, and we might have something.
Number 10, Tom Allen, Indiana.
Tom Allen is Hoosiers through and through. He started his time with 2 5-7 seasons, but last year a big 8-4 campaign, including a big win over Nebraska. I think Tom Allen will stay put, possibly for the long haul, because of his ties to IU.
Number 9, Pat Fitzgerald, Northwestern.
Pat Fitzgerald checks in on this list, and he has taken Northwestern, I think, up just a notch, although he suffered a setback this past year in 2019. And this Wildcats team is always looking to upset somebody. They always seem like you can't sleep on Northwestern.
Number 8, Greg Schiano, Rutgers.
I'm excited about Greg Schiano at Rutgers. He's been able to really overachieve as head coach at Rutgers. They got pretty good facilities. I think they've spent a lot of money into making this football program worthy of being in the Big Ten Conference. I think Rutgers they got a semi-bright future of making some decent bowl games, and we'll see what Greg can do.
Number 7, Scott Frost, Nebraska.
We haven't seen even close to the potential what Scott Frost has been able to accomplish. I put him in the middle of the pack because of that fact. I like what Scott brings to the table. I like the offense he brings to the table. I like the uniqueness of that offense. And they've been recruiting extremely well. They have had top 20 recruiting classes nationally every year, and they've been 3rd or 4th in the Big Ten in recruiting. They'll put it together one of these years, and Scott Frost will be well on his way to becoming one of the Big Ten's best head coaches.
Number 6, Ryan Day, Ohio State.
A coach that went 13-1, made the college football playoff a year ago, is number 6. I think a lot of people thought when Urban Meyer left, hey, Jim Harbaugh might swoop in and get those big recruits that Ohio State otherwise it would have gotten. Now, the recruiting rankings don't exactly tell that story. Ryan Day is going to get up this list. We'll see if he can maintain it. But right now, he checks in at number 6.
Number 5, P.J. Fleck, Minnesota.
P.J. Fleck might have me converted, rowing the boat all the way to my heart. Boy, this guy is an extremely motivational figure. He is the perfect college football head coach. He knows how to create buzz, and he's doing that. When you go at 11-2 and you beat teams like Penn State and Auburn, they're headed in the right direction. Favorites to win the West this year.
Number 4, Kirk Ferentz, Iowa.
Kirk Ferentz is the master of the senior class. Seems like every 4 to 5 years, sometimes 6 years, they Come in, they win 10, 11, sometimes 12 games, and they're right there in the thick of the Big Ten race. He'll retire when he wants to, but he's done absolutely everything to earn himself a top 5 spot on this list.
Number 3, Paul Chryst, Wisconsin.
If the University of Wisconsin job wouldn't have opened, he probably would have gotten fired from Pittsburgh. Paul Chryst went a combined 19-19 at Pitt before leaving to come to Wisconsin. He never won more than 7 games. His program didn't look like it was going in exactly the right direction. But then he flips to his hometown team, the Wisconsin Badgers, and everything changes. In 5 seasons, Wisconsin is 52-16 under Paul Chryst. The Badgers are 2-1 in New Year's Six game after that close loss to Oregon in the Rose Bowl this past year, but he has them churning out 10 and 11 win seasons right now at Wisconsin. Before no time, he could possibly surpass Barry Alvarez because I think he's in it for the long haul.
Number 2, James Franklin, Penn State.
Back-to-back 9-win seasons at Vanderbilt? Wow. I mean, that says it all right there. After that, he took the job at Penn State. He's won the Big Ten championships. He's won New Year's Six bowl games. And he's right there. They're churning out great players. They're recruiting pretty good classes. The reason he's not number 1 is because he just doesn't have as many of these seasons. If he gets a few more 10 or 11 win games, maybe gets to a playoff, he might vault, you know who I'm about to say, to be the number 1 coach in the Big Ten.
Number 1, Jim Harbaugh, Michigan.
Jim Harbaugh is my number 1 coach in the conference, and let me tell you why. But when I look at the entire package and I look at who do I want recruiting, who do I want calling the plays, making decisions on game day, I want Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh's been there and he's done that. He's done it all. He took Stanford and made them into a national power out west. He took the San Francisco 49ers to a Super Bowl. And when you look at the University of Michigan, he steadied them. He brought them some consistency, 9 and 10 win seasons. The problem with him, he's not winning big games. He's not beating Ohio State, and he's not winning big bowl games. And that's the problem right now. I think their quarterback recruit of J.J. McCarthy could solve that problem. The quarterback issue has been the problem. I mean, you had Wilton Spate. Remember John O'Korn? And now they build great defenses. They've got good skill players. You get a quarterback in there, and you'll be fine. I think the entire body of work makes him the very best coach in the Big Ten Conference. Thanks for watching Big Ten Ted on YouTube. For more great Big Ten football content from Lincoln to Piscataway, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on Big Ten Ted.